Yo, 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 what is going down? It is the Fantasy Football Show. And look at this. We don't even have to guess. We don't even have to guess who our surprise / special guest is. It is the one, the only Debo from Fantasy Pros. What it do, bruh?
It's one hell of an intro, my man. That deep booming voice, baby. You gotta love it, man. Nah, happy to be here, boys. It's not been a fun day in the fantasy streets with all these damn injuries popping off, but it's a good day, baby. We're getting a little bit closer to real football, so I'm here for it all, even despite all the freaking injuries.
Love it, love it. And obviously, y'all already know the deal. Y'all know the drill. It's the man with all the skills. Brother from another mother, Nick Will Cox. What it do, man?
What up, man? We out here on these streets.
How much, man? How
here.
much? Looking like you do got the interview game going on. It does look kind of strong.
I was like, doesn't he feel like he's about to go teach a high school English class? Like, for real. Man got dressed up.
Oh, man. I love it. I love it. Oh,
just for you, right, bro. Just for you.
Hey, man. Don't lie. I'm going to go back to the inventory of shows. If you're wearing this shit on other shows, I know, okay? Just so you know. Just so you know, okay?
You go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, man. Yeah, guys. Yeah, we got some sad news out here in the fantasy streets today. Jaden Higgins, fantasy RIP, torn ACL. We were talking about it a little bit before the show, so I'll kind of kick it over to you guys and let you guys chop it.
Man. This freaking sucks, man. I was updating notes and stuff after the news hit and stuff. I think if we're looking just like what is the fallout of this, I think immediately everybody's going to go to Tank Dell. We don't know what the hell we're getting out of Tank Dell this year. Like, I'm hopeful. I hope he comes back and looks like even a shell of his former self. But outside of Tank Dell and that whole enigma, which fine, take him with the last pick he drafts. I'm not going to fight anybody about that. But outside of that, my first reaction was this was the biggest beneficiary of the Higgins news, unfortunately, was Dalton Schultz. He was flirting with top 12 value in production last year. I bumped him up like he's my tight end 16 now. I think he's in that same conversation as somebody like Juwan Johnson, like a tight end 2 you're going to draft that could produce as a tight end 1. The other guy that I'll throw in here, but we don't know what we're going to see out of him from a playing time aspect, is Jalen Knoll. And last year he was only a part-time player, but when we did freaking see him on the field, Nick Caley, I'm staring at you, man. You bullshit usage of wide receivers notwithstanding. When he was on the field, dude was productive. So we got a 4-game sample, and I'm going to just go ahead and preface this. It is insanely small. Like, we only got 76 routes to talk about here. So you're literally like talking 2-3 full games, maybe. But when he was on the field, the 4 games we got where he played at least 33% of the snaps, Noah had some amazing per route metrics, man. 25% target per route run rate, 2.46 yards per route run, 0.132 first downs per route run. And for everybody at home, if you're not aware with like where all that kind of like files into, is he good? Is he amazing? Like, those are elite per route numbers. Those are like wide receiver 1 in fantasy per route numbers. Am I extrapolating that out and expecting Jalen Knoll to be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy? Hell no. Nobody should. But can he be very good? Was he a very good prospect coming out? And does Houston need this dude to freaking produce in his second year? The answer is yes to all of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a big loss for the Houston Texans, for sure. CJ Stroud, like any type of aura that he had coming back this year, definitely takes a big hit with that. For sure. I love the Dalton Schultz call out, because even before this, he was somebody that, like, you know, in your tight end premium leagues, he was somebody that you could definitely get to in, like, you know, the darker hours of your fantasy draft. So, like, I think that definitely to have him there, like with Juwan Johnson, I think is a good call for sure. Nick, what you got, man?
I mean, the only thing I'll say really is, like, this is a huge loss because of CJ Stroud, like, needing, you know, these other weapons for the offense, right? It's like we talked about Houston's offense last year in general, how bad CJ Stroud was just looking, especially in the playoffs. So that overall Higgins getting lost already sucks, right? So what are we talking about? Xavier Hutchinson, maybe? Popping in and taking snaps away.
Like, not good.
No one expects that. But then again, I think the real question is, like, what can we really expect from Tank Dell? I mean, he's already going in a spot in drafts where we're like, okay, we'll just take the flyer on him. We'll see what he's got left in him. But if you look anything like pre-injury, okay, there's some glimmer of hope. But if it's not there, yeah, like where else do you go then? Because does Woody Marks become more of a potential, direction in which you can take on because of what he can do in his receiving game coming out of USC? Like they didn't use him like that last season at all. But because of this injury, I could potentially see the game plan changing to where Woody Marks can now become a little bit more into this offense, and you can use a dunk and pass. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean,
it's scary.
All eyes on Tank Dell. All eyes on Tank Dell.
Yeah, that and I mean, what I guess the other fallout of this is, what is y'all's thoughts about David Montgomery? Like, I already looked at Houston being like a run heavy team to begin with, so like I didn't move him at all in rankings. I was already aggressive and ahead of the curve. Where am I at on him? I think I have him top 15. Yeah, I got him RB 16. So
okay.
I didn't touch his rank, but what are your thoughts on him?
I like Montgomery, man. Like I've liked Montgomery ever since Chicago. I liked him. One of the things that was just really interesting to me, and I never will forget, was like didn't know a lot about him, and then they put together this Frankenstein running back image, and I was like, all right, let me yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I was like, okay,
that thing's still making the rounds even now.
Like, all right, like let me check homeboy out, right? And I like when he was with Chicago, he was a solid running back too. Mm-hmm. And then obviously, you get thrown into a situation like he was in with Detroit. Like obviously, you're going to default to like the RB2, but even still, like he still got like tread on the tires for me. Again, like he's going to be in an offense where, as you were talking about Woody Marks, the first thing that came to my mind was like game script, and like, all right, well maybe Woody Marks isn't as, I don't want to say as valuable, it isn't as prevalent just because of game script and the way that like we would project the Houston Texans to be defensively and for them to be winning a lot of football games. Obviously he'll get some carries, but I think like with Montgomery, like overall, I think he is, when you talk about like the running back 2 tier of running backs, I think like he's probably like the most underrated value in that tier of running backs. When we talk about a guy that could really pop, he still can catch the football, right? Like, so it's not like he's a one-dimensional running back. I just think like he gets a bad rap because he's not super sexy. But we've seen a lot of running backs that like weren't super sexy in the past be really great values in fantasy football. Like probably not in the same space. I think this guy's probably a little bit more athletic than David Montgomery. But I think about a guy like Matt Forte going back in the day. He wasn't somebody that was like super sexy like in that generation, but he was somebody that was really reliable and you could really count on. So I'm in on Montgomery.
I am too. It's Montgomery's my RB19. Swift is my RB18. So both of those guys, where they were going in drafts right now, currently, like early 5th round, didn't make sense. I felt they were better RB2s, especially towards the middle of that 4th round, where things just get a little bit more murkier, right? It's like we're talking about guys like Cam Scatterbo and Irving, like, like guys like Breece Hall, even before that, before the overall injury. So it was like a real murky point, but those guys for me, Swift and Montgomery, like on average, sleeper, like usually has them going early 5th round. I had them a round ahead already. So it makes sense where now it's like the market's starting to kind of catch up with both of those guys. So I already had them RB18, RB19. But with Montgomery, it's like, yeah, the offensive line is something where I was a little bit concerned about. But I think in terms of how we can potentially see Houston still lead like game scripts in some type of format, like Montgomery should get obviously all those carries. And, obviously he's also proven that he can definitely catch passes in the backfield before. So it's something where, again, I think the market is starting to kind of catch up to Montgomery now a little bit, but not as much as I think we are still on him, which is a good thing.
Yeah. The other thing about it is, like with this Keenan Allen signing right now, it's not like they got a lot of guys out there left that like they can go. I mean, right now it's like Curtis Samuel, Josh Reynolds, Zay Jones, Hunter Renfrow, Sterling Shepard. Nobody. They want to bring Brandon Cooks back. Like nobody's putting the cape on and flying into town to save the day here in Houston, man. I mean, not good.
Yeah, that's scary hours. Yeah,
trade for somebody now, I guess.
Yeah, that was like the next thing.
Kayshon Boutte, come on down, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. We had Tyler Warren too. We had Tyler Warren with a growing injury today too.
Yeah.
Not exactly what we wanted, obviously, and the Keenan Allen signing, like as well. Like, yeah, like where you guys at on that?
It definitely scares me about Tyler Warren, like where he goes in draft slam. Like now, like because we just don't know with like the crappy injury reporting we get. It's like he's got a groin injury. Well, that could be anything from like 2 weeks to like 6 weeks. So it's either he's good to go by week 1 and he's 100%, or he's not. And are you willing to take that guy? Because right now, man, I mean, looking at real-time ADP on Fantasy Pros, Tyler Warren is at 46th overall. So you willing to pay up in the 4th? Like for me, that just makes it really easy. Like with the Tyler Warren conversation, like if we're at all worried about him being hurt, okay, well, if I'm going to pay a 4th-round price tag, okay, well, shit, I'm drafting Colston Loveland then.
Yeah.
I'm not taking Tyler Warren.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like the thing that made Tyler Warren like super appealing, at least in my eyes anyway, was just like the target share that he was going to be in line for, with the lack of receivers and like the up and down, like the injuries. Like obviously like Pierce, I've seen like a blurb today that seems like he's trending in the right direction, like for whatever you want to take that, right? But then like Josh Downs, like same thing, like again, like up and down roller coaster. Talk about Keenan Allen, right? Daniel Jones obviously coming off the injury, but like for me, like just to see how Tyler Warren was used last year, like in that offense, like that was what was really exciting for me, was like they weren't afraid to move him around the formation. They weren't afraid to give him carries. And I think like when you look at the tight end position, like if you got a guy like that right there, like that's something that definitely stands out from like the rest of the group, for sure. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Like if that's the case, which I'm a Colston Loveland guy anyway. I'm a Caleb Williams truther by nature. So like Loveland would be ahead anyway for me. But like Warren was a guy that like I was looking at like in that space to be like, if you were going to pop tight end at that point, if you went 2 running backs, two wideouts, like you wanted to go ahead and try to get the edge at tight end, like he was like the last guy for me that I looked at and was like, all right, like this is a significant advantage. Like if you get him, say like in round 5, I'm cool with that. So what you got, Nick?
Yeah, I was Tyler Warren's my tight end 3 over Loveland. And I might be a little bit not now.
Okay, I was like, where did you move him after the Keenan signing?
We got to overall worry about the groin injury and then the Keenan Allen thing. But I do like in regard keep Tyler Warren in high regard. So we'll just have to see how this groin injury goes. I just think that I know Chicago is so-called better offense on paper, but still believe in Shane Steichen's ability to overall play call and whatnot. So we'll hold our breath for the groin injury with Tyler Warren. But it would be wheels up still for Josh Downs after we had that Keenan Allen signing. Go, yep. Now with Tyler Warren's going to be missing, yep, back up for Josh Downs. So it's just one of those things. But I think in terms of draft strategy, like, yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. I think it was something where like Tyler Warren, if he was starting to go early 5th round in most leagues. So after you got your 2 running backs, after you got your 2 receivers, made sense to go grab Tyler Warren. But if you didn't grab him, you would probably be waiting a little bit. You probably grab Laporta maybe like a round and a half later, or Tucker Kraft the next round, whatever have you, or Harold Fanning. So
I just feel like this week of news has really hurt Tyler Warren. It's like, oh, they signed Keenan Allen. Oh, wait, now he's hurt. It's like, oh, shit. Okay, well, okay, that's one ding. Now we got 2, and now it's like, okay, do we pay up for this? Like, after the news of Keenan Allen signing, I'm like, maybe I'm just higher on Keenan Allen than a lot of other people, but like, I think he legit could play the Michael Pittman Jr. role of last year.
He could just take away snaps and production from everybody else. That's
and I mean, so for me, I moved Laporta over Tyler Warren after that, and I'm definitely going to draft Laporta at his cost where he goes in drafts, definitely over Tyler Warren. Now I feel like there's a tier break. It's like you got Loveland in his own tier by himself, or you can lump him in with the top 3, which, I mean, that's where I'm at. Actually, I'm in tight end 2. And then Laporta is kind of in his own tier, and then you got Tyler Warren kind of like with Tucker Kraft now.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I agree, which is crazy because it's like tight end was like it felt like a little happy space, like at tight end.
Yeah.
You could like look at like, what, 8, 9 of these. It was like a happy space. We're like 8, 9 of these guys that like you could arguably say like I legitimately feel comfortable taking them. And if I don't get those guys, then like, yes, I can fall back and play like the yin and yang game or grab 2 tight ends and play it that way. But I agree with you because Keenan Allen, dude, like for whatever it's worth, like the short area game, like he still got that. Like there's just certain, there's certain players that just do certain things great. And Keenan Allen, like that's what he does great. Like he still does it. He did it last year, like with the Chargers. He did it with the Bears. Even like his worst years for like what we want to say were still productive years. Like he's never been a guy that's going to beat you down the field. He's just going to get open and catch passes. And in PPR, like that's money in the bank for real. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, no, appreciate that, fellas, for sure. So we'll get rolling here, man. So first question we got for you. What's been your most difficult challenge within this fantasy industry?
Oh, dude, I would say in the year 2026, the most difficult thing of being in the industry is balancing the work-life stuff and balancing my mental health with like social media stuff. Because when you work in the fantasy industry, it's like you're working remote, you're working from home, and you're trying to balance all the life different things. And I think a lot of people look at it like, dude, 2026 social media sucks.
Bro.
Like there's just so much negativity and so many people like that. And I get it. I get it. Like we all have it rough and stuff like that. Anybody got perfect lives and stuff. And a lot of times people get on social media and they feel a little bit better whenever they call somebody a clown or they harass somebody or they get, you know what I mean? Like whatever. And I'm not saying that that type of behavior is right, obviously. But I think like the hardest thing about being in the industry is balancing work-life stuff because you're working constantly, like, you know, being a not a stay-at-home dad, but like working from home and stuff like that. I'm picking up kids, I'm balancing this, like I'm doing work at various times during the day and at night whenever, like, because the way that my workflow goes is like I got deadlines to meet whenever I need to work and balance my life around that. As long as I meet my deadlines, we're good. And so doing that plus like doing the whole dance between social media and stuff nowadays where you're like you just got to be able to like you have to have tough skin or thick skin, and you have to be able to maintain how you're going to approach stuff, like whether it's your process and stuff, despite like the ups and downs and the roller coaster, all of it. So I mean, like, you know, just balancing all that and dealing with the ebbs and flows of social media, it's probably the toughest thing to work in the industry, because outside of that, it's like, yeah, man, we all love football. Like I love covering football. I love it. Like, you know, working 50 plus, 60 plus hours a week during the season definitely takes a toll on you, but it's something I love to do. And when you're doing something you love, like, you know, there's some truth to when you do something you love, like
you never work a
say
day.
you never exactly.
Yeah.
But there's also truth, like, you know, you're doing something you love, like you're doing it 60 hours a week and you're trying to balance out everything else, it's still work too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, man. I definitely appreciate that, man, because you know you're somebody like you know I've followed from a distance, right, and like you know I've seen stuff like you know like in the cut and like you know seeing like some of the things you're talking about like being targeted you specifically like in certain
people
certain areas.
Some people there's the corners of the internet that love to hate me, man.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah,
It is what it is. It's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah, and then like too, like you mentioned, right? Like you put like so much time and so much effort into it, and like no, like you, of course, like no, like you don't have to agree with every single aspect of it, right? Like that's the whole thing, like about like the fantasy space is like we're gonna agree to disagree, like in a lot of different spaces, right? But then there's a different place too, like when it comes to like you know attacking people's character or like individualizing like them, like that shit just ain't never been cool, man. And yeah, like I don't rock with that like at all, man. But yeah, no. Definitely. Solid, man. Let's see what we got popping in chat here. Let's see.
I saw Fizzle in chat earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we definitely need more positivity for sure in the world. There ain't no doubt about that, man, for sure. All right, you got this one, Nick?
Yeah.
All right. Dig that.
All right. So yeah, Debo, what has been the most rewarding part of your experience in the fantasy industry though so far?
Dude, I think it's a combination of two different things. One of them is a story I'll share real quick, but before I get to that, I think it's been like just hearing, because this whole game about a game that we play and basically serves as something to bring people together, but also an escape. You know what I mean? Like again, like going back to the real of just life right now, it's like everybody's day to day is not easy. You know, however we want to discuss that, I think we can all agree the world ain't easy to live in right now. And considering all of that, the thing that moves me is like, you know, like, look, I enjoy when people tell me like, look, you helped me win a league and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that really moves me and is rewarding to me, like a previous life before all of this stuff, like I was in the healthcare industry and I got into it to help people at the core of it. And so like doing the fantasy stuff for me is like when people tell me I listen to the show or this helped me through like whether it's, troubles in my life and things like that. And I'm not talking about like, I'm not out here preaching some gospel about telling people like, how to live and being uplifting and all this other kind of stuff. Like, but like when people talk about it and they frame it like this is an escape for me. Like whether it's listening to the show, doing fantasy, like having that type of community with my friends and my family and stuff, and listening to the show, and it's like this is the highlight of my day, my week, and stuff like that. That resonates with me because that type of support and having that, like I feel that the same way as everybody else. Like when I tune into something, whether I'm watching Netflix or I'm sitting here listening to a podcast or something, and the whole world kind of melts away around me. And like, whatever, it's some kind of bullshit going on in my life, whatever it is, when I forget about it for that hour, whatever I'm doing, it gives you some kind of peace. You know what I mean? Like, so like that means a lot to me, as well as, a few years ago when I was working for a previous company before Fantasy Pros, I've always been, deep into like the DFS and the betting and all that kind of stuff. One of the best times for me in this space ever was this was a few years ago, and it was a Patriots game in preseason. I've been deep into preseason DFS for years, and I had somebody that was in the Discord reach out to me and been like, and sharing screenshots, and like dude took home like had like a 5 or 6 figure win. I forget what the exact number was, but the thing that was moving about me, he was like, look, man, like I know all this stuff is just fun and stuff like that, but I just want to tell you, like, your content allowed me to win this amount of money, and that's going to allow me to pay for a down payment for my house and allow for me for like the quality of life and the life for my family to change. I'm like, I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean? And that's still one of those things that like, just damn,
Yeah, might get you choked up, man.
Yeah, man. I'm like,
get you choked up. I'm glad I'm wearing these, man. Cause I'm getting choked up behind it, bro. Like that's fire, man. That's fire.
Because he went through like all the troubles and trials and tribulations that he had in his life, and he's like, I just tossed this $15 on this large field entry contest. And without this amount of money, we would have never, me and his fiance at the time, he's like, we would have never been able to afford a house. Like we got 2 kids and 1 on the way. And now we're able to sit here and change our lives. And I'm like, damn, man, like, don't get me crying up in Discord.
Yeah, I know, man. Damn. We didn't know what was going there, but that's no, like that's, bro. Like that hits home for me, man. Like that hits home for me, bro. Whew.
Those heartstrings.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, like you talked about, like that, like with that preseason win and stuff, right? For that person, whoever it was out there, what are some markers that like you use to identify breakouts in your process?
I think it all comes back at the end of the day, man. Talent and opportunity. Can you craft an opportunity, or at least a pathway, a conceivable pathway for a player to, if they're given the snaps and the routes and the reps, one, what can they do with it, and can they seize the opportunity and run with it? And so like when you're looking at, like, that's where it's like sleepers, late round guys, breakouts, all that kind of stuff goes back to the numbers, it goes back to the film. And it's like, you got to have the talent to take advantage of the opportunity when you get it, but can you get the opportunity? So like, as a guy buried down a depth chart, like 5-6 players deep and stuff, is he never going to see the field? Okay, well then it's going to be tougher. Like, okay, fine. But like those breakout players, have they shown talent and efficiency in smaller samples? And everybody loves to like rainy day on it. And they're like, well, of course, like, small sample variance and things like that. And sure, we've all been bitten about that. But also, can we say these small little like blocks of games where players show us something and it's like, is that real? Okay, well, you should believe it's real to an extent, in the sense of like targets are earned, playing times are earned, efficiency is based off of talent. So like for every Chigakonkwo, Albert O of previous years that have burned people. Okay, well, yeah, you can also counter that with, okay, the ending season sample of Rashee Rice was real. Amon-Ra St. Brown's breakout was real. Like, there are also, like, when you go back in the Wayback Machine, there are a bunch of players where it's like, okay, we only got a 3 or 4 game sample of this dude looking like a freaking dude. Is that real? Okay, well,
Gabe Davis.
There's both. Yeah, well,
that's a great pull. That's a great pull.
That's a great pull. Yeah, because again, like, I fell for the Gabe Davis of previous years. I'll also own an L for Zamir White, but again, like, trying to learn lessons of yesteryear.
Yeah. No, that just, like, it makes me, like, just think about, like, all kinds of, like, I was just trying to, like, dig in my mind and think, like, so, like, real quick before, like, we pivot to, like, the next question, like, as we talk about, like, this type of segment, like, there's always a player that, like, we always talk about, and sometimes I'm like, I don't want to talk about him, like, or I'll talk about him earlier, or Nick will bring him up, but, like, what's your take on Michael Wilson?
Oh, dude, Michael Wilson is such a freaking conundrum, man. Like, so the thing that when I was writing up the top 200, I was getting deeper into players that I hadn't written up yet for Fantasy Pros. Like, there is so much good data, like, to make a case for however you want to slant it for Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson. I think if I got to pick between the two guys, I am more on the Marvin Harrison Jr. side than I am Michael Wilson, only because when they were both on the field, going back, because it's funny, like, when we have time at, like, after the season and you got this, like, picture in your head about how the season unfolded, and then when you go back and look at the numbers, you're like, oh, damn, like, okay, well, I didn't remember it like that. Here's all the context of injuries and also the kind of stuff that you kind of mix back in. I didn't remember Marvin Harrison Jr. being as good as he was when he was on the field last year before, and this is before he had the heel injury, what crushed him, even when he came back. Like, he wasn't 100%. You know what I mean? So, like, throw that out. So it's like, well, every Michael Wilson monster game was when, after he got hurt, came back with the heel injury. So he basically was a shell of himself, or it was when he was like, off the field. So when they were on the field together, Marvin Harrison Jr. was still the dude, and Michael Wilson was just a ghost. So, like, if I got to pick between those two dudes, it's not that I don't think Michael Wilson has talent, because obviously he showed us.
Yeah.
Like, dude went Randy Moss in a bunch of freaking games. So, like, he's got talent. But there's only so many freaking targets to go around when we're on the field together. Like, I think that's clear 1 and 2 in that passing attack will be Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. McBride being the wide receiver 1.
Yep. Fair. All right. Cool. All right.
Okay. 2 players that positively changed your mind from the beginning of the offseason until now, based on your process.
All right. Well, one is going to be Malik Neighbors. I was scared to death of him, like, coming into the year when we're watching celebrity softball games. Dude looks like, like,
who knew that was you?
I mean, he looks like the old gif of, like, the old man on the football field with the walker and stuff, or when they hand like the 80-year-old guy the football, and he's like, ugh! Like, that's what I was like. Oh shit, man! Like, this is serious. But getting on the practice field and looking like Malik Neighbors that we all love and remember, I've had to bump him up in ranks. I'm probably still a little bit behind consensus, but I've definitely come around to him more, where I was definitely more hesitant when he did return to practice. We were getting a few positive reports. The fact that he's been able to stack positive day after positive day and continue to show that, he's changed my mind on it. And then, like, really just a 2-pack of players. One, because I didn't know what the role this guy was going to have, but I think there's a definitive chance that Dontavian Wicks could be the clear wide receiver 2 for the Eagles this year. I mean, and this all starts with,
talk about
it. I'm not a Mekhi Lemon hater. I want to be very clear about that.
Either.
But when you're a rookie and you're missing installs, and this goes back to rookie training camp, had the hammy. Now in training camp, had the hammy. Missing all of preseason. This is a big problem for a rookie entering the league in installs, learning the offense, building rapport with your quarterback. Those time, like early in training camp in the offseason, that stuff is paramount, man. So it's like, not that Mekhi Lemon cannot be a stretch run hero for teams and be like, hit the ground running in the back half of the season and stuff. But the early ramp up, as well as like when you combine the path for opportunity, again, we go back to talent and opportunity. Dontavian Wicks has been a separation score and route win rate darling over the last 2 years. Like, we're discussing a guy that was 3rd and 24th in separation score over the last 2 years, 6th and 7th in route win rate. Like, yeah, and we're talking about, you want to go back to like the money ball approach of the Green Bay wide receiver room in a full-time role this year. He could literally like push, like this could be quietly a Jackson Smith and Jigba type of like Luther Bird and Roma Dunze type of situation where Mekhi Lemon gets pushed to the side because Wicks has the time with the starters. He's shown really like an awesome talent over the last 2 years in Green Bay in a part-time role. If he seizes the full-time role, he might just push Mekhi Lemon as being like the odd man out of this rotation. But I mean, like, am I crazy, guys?
Not crazy enough. I wouldn't say you're crazy. The JSN comparison, a little far, but the opportunity and talent is there. I did like Wicks in Green Bay, but like you were saying, like kind of just was fighting for snaps on it basically all season long with guys in general. When it comes down to it, I think in Philly, it's either him or Hollywood Brown, right? So my question for you is there any hope for Hollywood Brown in this offense in Philly?
No, I don't have any hope for Hollywood. I haven't had hope for Hollywood for the last few years. I think injuries have taken a toll, unfortunately, for Hollywood. And I think at this point of his career, he shouldn't be counted on as a full-time player. I think his skill set, you're looking at him as a part-time player, you know, whether it's coverages, field stretching, what have you.
Right.
That, you know, because really, if you're hoping to keep him healthy for a full season right now at this point, that's all we should be expecting. But yeah, I mean, I just, and I guess I'll frame it this way. If Mekhi Lemon has a Luther Burden-esque rookie season, I will not be surprised. Like, he's just unable to fully establish himself over a player like Dontavian Wicks. I won't be surprised at all. I mean, Luther Burden had the same issues with Zacchaeus last year.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I don't hate the take. Like, I definitely don't hate the take because somebody has to be the other guy, like there, like to play wide receiver. Yeah, somebody has to be the other guy. And you don't bring a guy in like that for no reason. It's not like he's a vet.
And sign him to an extension. They signed him to a 1-year extension too.
Like he's still like, so there's something there like with it. So like you heard it here first, ladies. Well, maybe not first, but you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Fantasy Football Show. Late round flyer. Yeah.
You got another part to that?
Yeah. So the other guy I was going to bring up was Debo Samuel. I am much more positive about him. Yeah. I mean, dude, whenever and I was sitting in Joe Pisapia's basement, waiting to go to flex the next day. It was like about 11 o'clock at night. Joe had already gone to bed, and I saw the signing of Debo Samuel. I was like, oh well, back to the grindstone. And I was writing up Debo, dude. If I take the name out of this, and I just tell you, this player last year was amongst 109 qualifying wide receivers, was 18th in target share. He was 9th in yak per reception. He was 21st in first read share, and he was 9th best in missed tackles forced per reception. If I took the name out of it, wouldn't we all be like, oh shit, like I'm drafting that guy like at these type of like prices as a wide receiver 4 or 5 in all drafts? Like in one of the best offenses in the league that has a rapport with the offense previously. And everybody around him at this juncture right now cannot stay healthy. Then why would we all not be drafting Debo Samuel outside of the name?
Yeah. No, like, bro. No. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
That's
the same offense that he was overall like 3 or 4 years removed from being like legitimately could have been like leading the whole fantasy in points. With Debo Samuel, where he was going crazy, scoring rushing touchdowns, stuff like that too. Like
much fun,
same offense,
so fun,
same
offense. Such a fun player.
You're getting him like high-end wide receiver 4. Dare I say wide receiver 5 numbers?
About to say closer to 5, probably, man.
Well, but some people have been straightening up a little bit in some drafts.
Wide receiver 54.
That's crazy.
In drafts right now, as of today, and he's slipped 3 spots with all the Deshaun Stribling love. Like Deshaun Stribling
that's crazy.
Has hopped him. Deshaun Stribling is being drafted before Debo Samuel. One guy we know will be a full-time player in the 49ers offense, and the other we're just guessing that he will be. What are we doing?
Listen.
Marcus got that wrong.
Well, no, you know I'm about to get ready to hit you with it. You know I'm about to. This is where like the one guy's got, Debo Samuel is the cute girl with a nice personality.
There we go.
Deshaun Stribling is the sexy chick with no personality. That's
None.
what's happening. Zero.
Dumb
So,
bimbo.
oh, yeah, man, you can't go out there like that.
Give me
Jesus.
personality. Give me personality.
Oh, no. Give me the safety, baby. Give me the safety. Oh, man.
Nick ain't even gonna lie. He's gonna read some poetry to her.
Oh, man. I love it. All right. So, 2 players that have negatively changed your mind from the beginning of the offseason until now.
Dude, I cannot pay. What is this price tag right now?
Oh, boy.
Wide receiver 6 in drafts right now. I am not drafting Justin Jefferson this year, dude. I'm just
Tom, please. Woo! Wow.
Has nobody seen Kyler Murray play quarterback in the last few years? Have we all just everybody just decided I can't? But
there's a negative connotation around
it's
that.
not that Jefferson is wide receiver 12 or 15 or 10. He's wide receiver freaking 6. Like, you're drafting Justin Jefferson over AJ Brown, George Pickens, Nico, Malik Neighbors, like all these Chris Olave right now with no Jordan Tyson. People are drafting Justin Jefferson. It's like
because of name.
Okay, it is, but here's the real of it. Justin Jefferson last year, if you want to just take, he got the volume, the deeper numbers for him last year, he wasn't even anywhere close to this. And this is not even like, I understand the bad quarterback play, but if you take that out, if you look at just XFP in the sense of based off the volume, what he should have scored last year, XFP per game, he was 15th. Expected fantasy points per route, he was wide receiver 17. So he wasn't producing as a wide receiver 1. And then when you pop open the hood and looking at the even deeper per route metrics, amongst 109 qualifying wide receivers, Justin Jefferson last year, everybody would, if I were to ask everybody out of 109 wide receivers last year, where did Justin Jefferson finish in separation score and route win rate, which is agnostic? That is what he can control. That is agnostic of JJ McCarthy, Carson Wentz, whoever the hell under center. That is what Justin Jefferson can control. Lining up, running routes, getting open. Everybody would tell you, probably just guessing off the top of their head, he was top 15, top 20,
30 something probably. Just my guess.
36
I was going to say 37.
Yeah. And 38. 36th in separation and 38th in route win rate.
Yeah, that was definitely
and yet
that number in my
he's being drafted at wide receiver 6. And that's before we even talk about the quarterback play, guys. Like, I can't. I just can't.
I just think with the Murray thing, I think people are still looking at Murray as the upside QB you can still grab late in drafts.
Oh, that's like KOC magic, baby. That's what that's doing.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
I'm here for that. People have really given themselves the other side of that coin. Where we were talking about Kyler Murray 2 years ago, and we were like, why did we draft this guy so high 2 years ago? What's going on? We drafted him early 7th round last year, 2 years ago, whatever. We were expecting him to do well, and all of a sudden he just was rock after rock performance, and you're like, oh my gosh, I drafted Murray, and I have to now pick up another quarterback because he absolutely sucks, because he's not even giving me the rushing ability anymore. Now, I'm not expecting that low of a Murray performance, but you have to give that in the range of possibilities, the range of outcomes with Murray, especially with him going after QB 15 at least in some drafts. So it's in a 1 QB league, it's he's on the waiver wire. But in terms of Murray, I'm optimistic still about the situation, but am I clamoring to just grab Murray later in my drafts? No, because there's so many other quarterbacks I could grab before him. He's a fail-safe option. Mm-hmm. But I think when it comes to Jefferson and putting this all, put a bow on this, with Jefferson, I've always liked Jefferson, but I've always felt that he's gone just too early when I want to grab him. He's just always been one of those players for me, where it's he goes before 7, first 8 or whatever, okay, but he's really, in my opinion, the 1-2 turn, in my opinion, if I'm going to grab him. But he's just someone that, I trust KOC, but it's the situation for me is still murky enough to where I can't draft him first round.
So
yeah, I think like when you talk about like this is about Justin Jefferson, but like to talk about Kyler Murray and to talk about Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings offense, like Kevin O'Connell like has consistently put together, or I shouldn't say put together, but he's helped these other quarterbacks become like top 9, top 10 fantasy quarterbacks. Kyler Murray traditionally has been a top 10, top 11 fantasy quarterback. So I think like you're still going to get that. And I understand like the separation metric, like chef's kiss, because like
not good, man.
No, it's not good. But like for you throwing it out there, right? Like chef's kiss for you, right? So like for me, like I'm like, okay, like there's obviously truth to that. But last year was also that was the worst possible case scenario. And I understand what you're saying. Like, this is what he can control. This is what he can control. And it wasn't very good. So, like, was part of that just because scheme? Like,
Brown like was just like AJ Brown type of tendencies. Like, was he disinterested?
It's possible because one thing, like a lot of people said like all year last year was they clamored over the fact that like, oh, like he never quit, like he kept playing. But like there's definitely a level of frustration when you talk about players of that caliber that are used to the success that they're used to, and you know Minnesota was used to winning football games, right? And that just didn't happen. So I get it, but like I'm not gonna die on that hill like with it. I am very optimistic, like to your point about Kevin O'Connell in this offense and the fact that like he's never had a player like Kyler Murray. And I'm not like a Kyler Murray lover, but I'm not a Kyler Murray hater. But like I am somebody that like stays like in the middle lane with that. So like I'm okay, like AJ Brown, I would probably take over Justin Jefferson. Like I can feel that. Yeah, I can feel that. Like I can feel that. Like, but when you get to like
what about Drake London?
Like I've got my own reservations. I've got my own reservations about Drake London right now. But like when you talk about like George Pickens, like, and I listen, dude. 2 years ago, when he was with Pittsburgh, I was George Pickens all the way. So like last year, I was able to get in on him, like and cash in on it. But now, like you're not getting that value with George Pickens. And then the next question, like with George Pickens, is like George Pickens with a healthy CeeDee Lamb on the field, like. What are we going to be getting with a mildly improved Dallas defense? Chris Olave, I can make a case for. Like, I can make a case for Chris Olave, like, with the injury, for sure. Yeah. So, like, for me, like, Justin Jefferson, like, maybe, like, wide receiver 7? All right, like, cool. Like, I can rock with that. But, like, those other guys, like, I think they have just as many question marks, like, as Justin Jefferson does. Yeah. Like, for me. But.
So, here's my only pushback about again, staying on the Jefferson stuff.
Sure.
So, the risk is baked in. Tell me if this makes sense, guys. Like we want to put like, I think it's funny when people pick and choose like how they're willing to
put an argument
ingest risk.
Yeah.
So everybody believes in Kyler Murray so freaking much that Justin Jefferson is wide receiver 6. Okay, and yet Kyler Murray is QB 17. So they don't believe in Kyler Murray that much, and they believe in Kyler Murray so damn much that Jordan Addison is wide receiver 43. Okay, well, they don't believe in Kyler Murray that much. They believe in Kyler Murray so damn much that TJ Hawkinson is tight end 21. So you don't believe in Kyler Murray. It's like everybody believes in Justin Jefferson, and it's, oh, he's going back to the moon. And it's like, but if you really pick it apart, Aaron Jones isn't going high in drafts. Jordan Mason isn't going high in drafts. Kyler Murray doesn't even go high in drafts.
No.
So every other part of this damn offense, the risk is baked into, but everybody sees Justin Jefferson and they're like, oh no, he's perfectly fine. Don't worry. It's all good. And it's like, make that shit make sense, though. Make that make sense. Like, you're not worried about him, but every other freaking piece of this offense, you're like, well, I don't know. We need to pump the brakes.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of like Minnesota Viking, and like again, like you know, I'll stand on mine. Like I probably have TJ Hawkinson in 50% to 60% of the drafts that I've done, either him or Jordan Addison or Juwan Jennings or Jordan. Right, they're cheap. Like they are. Like they're cheap. Yeah, they are. Like they're cheap. They're cheap.
You're not taking risk.
Yeah, but I got it. Like I got it, brother. I got it. I just like, but I'm here for. Like I'm here for it though. I'm here for it, and like again, like. AJ Brown, like, yeah, like 1,000%. And like, if any of those other players were like on the board, like I would definitely have like some consideration. for them. Like, I love Nico Collins. Like, Nico Collins is another guy. Like, for me, like the last 2 years, like I've died on hills. Like, I've taken Nico Collins. I took him last year, like, in another draft, like as a top 7 player because I believe in the talent. So he's another guy that like I would rival with Justin Jefferson. But those other guys, man, like I'll roll the dice on Jettas, man, for sure.
The other guy that I got to bring up here is, and again, I love the player. This is not related to the player. This is a passing volume and a quarterback play conversation. Tetairoa McMillan was wide receiver 20 last year, and he had that entire offense to himself. He's wide receiver 18 right now. I have a hard time paying the price tag with all of the other wide receivers going around him. Jalen Waddle, more passing volume. Emeka Ibuka, okay, fine. We can talk about toe injury, but more passing volume. Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, like all these other guys. Like, I have a hard time paying that price tag for Tetairoa McMillan when it's like, is there a situation? Because the way that I look at when I'm paying a wide receiver 2 price tag for a player, and again, going back to talent and opportunity, is there a way where this wide receiver 2, if everything works out perfectly, can be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy? Yeah. I just don't see that for Tetairoa McMillan. I don't see it. Like, it's Bryce Young, dude. Like, it's not there, man. Like,
it ain't there. It ain't, and it sucks because like him as you said, like him as the player.
My only counter to that,
so good.
The only counter to that to me is, I mean, I think McMillan is. I think Tetairoa is overall really talented, right? I think it just comes down to like, if you knew, okay, here's my curveball for you. You start your draft.
I got a curveball for you too when we come back to this.
You start your drafts with 2 receivers. You grab them as a third receiver in a build. Would you grab him as a third receiver in a build like that?
As a third receiver, yes.
Yeah.
But right now he's
now
he's
your wide receiver 2, though, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, I think in that scenario, like, I would be willing to take the risk on him. Obviously, if Tetairoa is my wide receiver 1 or even my wide receiver 2, that's where we overall will have like I don't know about Bryce Young. I don't know about Carolina.
But that's the thing, though, bro. It's like he's going at 401. Like he's going ahead of guys.
Later on, and someone gets a steal on him. So it's like.
Yeah, but like, dude, like the guys that the guys that go after him, bro.
Yeah.
T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey, Jalen Waddle, Burden, Tay, DJ Moore, like
Christian Watson, Devontae Adams, like DJ Moore, like all these other guys.
He got no business hanging out there for sure. Yeah.
No, and that's why I have Tet as a wide receiver 3 in my ranks, because I don't. And it's not because, I love the player. Like, he was my wide receiver 1 of the class. I caved up for him last year. I was like, he's freaking awesome.
Bonafide wide receiver 1 of the class.
Like, but going back to like the way that this offense will work, just for everybody to understand Bryce Young,
just take Jonathan Brooks later.
Yes, exactly. But or I'm about to get to another name that you just take at cost over Tetairoa McMillan. But in weeks 3 through 18 last year, Bryce Young surpassed 35 passing attempts one time. He only had 2 games.
Was that the Tampa Bay game? The second
that might have been the Tampa Bay or maybe the
Falcons.
Falcons game.
Yeah.
He only had 2 games where he had more than 225 passing yards. And he directed an offense that was 5th in neutral passing rate, as well as, and this is the curveball that I kind of teased a second ago, when Jalen Coker was healthy last year, in weeks 13 through 19.
Johnny.
Easy now. I'm not saying that Coker is going to be the wide receiver 1 in this offense, but I'm just going to throw this out there for people, and people can do whatever the hell they want with this.
Shout out to Holy Cross.
Yes, Jalen Coker's a dude. I've said this since he was a prospect. I said this when he was a UDFA. Weeks 13 through 19 last year, Tetairoa McMillan versus Jalen Coker. Ted had an 18.3% target share. Jalen Coker had a 20% target share. Tetairoa McMillan had 1.78 yards per route run. Jalen Coker had 2.3. Tetairoa McMillan had 1 red zone target. Jalen Coker had 4. Tetairoa McMillan had a 26.1% first read share. Jalen Coker had 28.3%. So in every single metric that I really care about in weeks 13 through 19, Jalen Coker was outproducing Tedero McMillan. Yet one of these guys is a top 24 wide receiver. And let me scroll down here and find
Coker's
Jalen
like wide
Coker.
receiver. Right?
Wide receiver 52, 138th overall.
It is.
So somebody needs to explain that discrepancy and that Grand Canyon to me. Somebody's got to explain that to me because I don't.
This is where the drop. This is where the drop comes in. Coke boys, baby. You know what I mean?
Okay, it's baby to the day I die. Yeah.
I agree with like all of that because like I rock with Tedero McMillan like for sure, but like as you talked about like opportunity, right, and cost, and like last year, like I think that's the thing with like some of these other players, right, and like not to keep like going backwards, but like if you talk about like Justin Jefferson, like probably like are we getting him for cheap or are we getting him for less? Tedero McMillan, it's up for debate like in draft rooms. Like that's literally that's literally like up for debate in draft rooms. But Tedero McMillan, like he's costing more than what he cost last year. George Pickens costing more than what he cost last year.
People chasing last year's production.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last year is not this year.
Okay? Yeah, exactly, baby. Exactly. Exactly.
You're skating to where the puck used to be, not where it's going to be.
Hey.
Especially with the discrepancy between those two. Like that doesn't make any sense to me at Jalen Coker as wide receiver 52 right now. It makes no type of sense. Like that makes no sense at all to me.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And Tet's being drafted over Emeka Ibuka, over Garrett Wilson, over Terry McLaurin, over DJ Moore, over Devontae Adams, over the Lou Rutter.
Can't do it. 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 Can't win with him.
Nope. Can't do it.
Oh, shoot. All right. Let's see here. We got this one right here.
You talk about what? You didn't have no more? Nope. Not second player, third player, fourth player. What? No kidding.
Well, I was like, what? I was like, you messing me up. All right. One player that you recall you're grateful for because they played a big role in helping you win a fantasy title.
Dude, I will never forget this. And I actually went back and I looked up the box score because I remember driving at the time. We had gone and seen family in Louisiana. We were driving back to Texas and stuff. And my wife is driving. I'm trying to catch the game. It's week 16. It's championship week back then because, you only had 17 weeks of the NFL season. And I'm going to go all the way in the Wayback Machine. I'm going to go back to 2016. 2016. And for everybody that's been out in these fantasy streets for a minute, dude, Dez Bryant catching 2 touchdowns and then throwing a 10-yard passing touchdown. I was in a Buc-ee's. And he throws the passing touchdown. I beat my father-in-law in the family league, and I was like, yes! The Buc-ee's, and people are like, what the hell's wrong with this dude? I will never forget that moment ever. Ever.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's ironic that's your story because it wasn't anything like that for me. I was just sitting at, like, my first – like I was working at my current job and it was the first time. Like I always have this thing. I'm like, I am not going to work Sundays. That's the one time in like probably 20 years that I've worked on a Sunday and I was on a phone call and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Dez Bryant just caught this sick touchdown. And the person's like, what? I was like, just don't mind me. And then they're like, obviously we know how the rest of that ended, but like I love the fact that that's the story, man. I love that.
Dude, 3 tutties and he threw and he caught 2 and threw for 1. I mean, dude, that put me over. I think I won with that last touchdown, I won by like 5 points. Like that last touchdown legit put me over. I'd already texted my father-in-law and I was like, man, you know what? Great season. Really happy for you. I was running the league and I was like, I'll get you your money and stuff like that when we come back in Louisiana, like in about 2 weeks. And then later, like he got that touchdown and I ended up winning. I texted him back. I texted him again when we got to home to Texas. He goes, he saw the bubbles, I guess, popping up. He must have been sitting there over his phone. He saw the bubbles pop out. He goes, don't even say nothing. He goes, I don't want to hear it. And I was like, I was just gonna say, I guess I'm keeping the money. And he was like, shut up.
Oh man, that's fire. That's fire.
Yo, Johnny, what about you, man? Talking about the
what? Well, the same for me. I was playing in a home league. I've got a couple. I was playing in a home league. This is before like I got into like the space that like I'm at now. But like I had Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Wallace, and Rashard Mendenhall. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was playing it. It was an IDP league as well. And this guy was like, I hope he's watching. He's probably not, but this guy was the biggest shit talker in our league, man, back home, like in Tennessee. And dude, he was the guy, dude. He would be ripping people off on trades and like all this. And I never will forget. I was like, damn, I lost. And I woke up like the next day and I seen like what happened with the IDP is they'd given credit to somebody else for a fumble recovery. And because they had given credit to somebody else for a fumble, like it got me through, man. And then God, who was it? It was a running back for Tim Hightower. Following that.
Wow.
Yeah, Tim Hightower.
Or when he was back
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah. So that was one. That was one that got me through. Was that one. And then
that's so sweet because you just get like the person that's been shit talking the whole year. Like,
bro,
rub it.
Man,
face.
Yes, and then like Nick's now. You're not even gonna be surprised when I tell you this one. But I was the sole beneficiary in a couple of leagues of the Alvin Kamara Christmas.
You were gonna say that.
Scared. Oh baby, yeah. Shout out UT, baby. Shout out UT, yeah, man. So I was the sole beneficiary in that one, man. So that was definitely, those are three situations for me that like just stick with me. I've had a couple other ones, but like those are the ones that like really stick out for me.
Side note, did y'all see the AK interview? This clip popped on my timeline the other day. Y'all ever see the AK interview where he was talking about so the NFL fined him for wearing those cleats?
Yes.
And then after his legendary performance, the Hall of
Fame. They asked him for the Hall, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted the cleats, and he's like, no. He's like, you want it, you got to pay me for those cleats.
Yes, sir.
And they wouldn't pay him, so he was like, nope, you ain't getting them.
I love it, man. I love it. That's my dude. That's my dude, baby.
I love Alvin Kamara so freaking much. I was like, that's how you get him, man.
Yeah. Shout out UT, baby. Shout out UT.
I got a couple. We'll start with the most recent one. Draft that out. Derrick Henry when he went crazy against Green Bay.
Yep.
In the draft out league I was in, talked mad junk like constantly when I was drafting and everything. And throughout the year, it just felt so nice to just put the belt to Aston. I'll be really honest. There's that. But the other one, so 2014, Cincinnati taking on Denver, Monday Night Football. I need Jeremy Hill to go.
Jeremy Hill.
I need Jeremy Hill.
We going way back here. I love it.
I need Jeremy Hill to go sick for me. And what does he do? 22 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown that I needed late.
Love it.
Wild and crazy.
And then everybody drafted him the next year and
everybody drafted him.
Oh my God.
He didn't do nothing.
Oh,
he didn't do nothing.
I was there.
I was there. I was like, man, I was all in on Jeremy Hill, and then it was like,
so bad, man. Yeah,
this is sad.
Bad.
This is real bad.
I remember that.
It's always those running backs.
It is, man. It is. All right. This is the last one here for this segment here we got for you. So this is one we like to refer to as bench mob. Yeah. So what we do is we ask whoever our guest is to take one player at each position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. And the rule for the game is the player that you take has to be from round 11 to round 12, et cetera, on down. So with that said, this bench mob roster, what are you constructing it of?
First guy I'm shouting out here, Malik Willis, baby. Kodami code for days. I'm all in on Malik. He's going to run, dude. I mean, he's going to run, dude. And he looks good. I think that Dolphins offense is going to be much better than people give it credit for. I'm not telling you it's going to be top 10 scoring. I think they're going to be functional. I think Malik is going to be really freaking good, man. So he's the first guy I'm going to go with here. Second one is Marshawn Lloyd. I don't know if Josh Jacobs literally can hold up to another season of volume. I don't know. Like, he's already got the MCL. He was a shell of himself last year with all the volume. Lloyd looks healthy and explosive. I think his ADP is going to continue to creep up. If Jacobs can't stay healthy, and you also say, like, look, he's still like not out of the woods about getting suspended. No. So either one of those things or both of them happen. Marshawn Lloyd is one of the best running back picks you can make right now. Talent's real. He's finally healthy. People are going to see it this year because he is the clear RB2. Like, none of this Chris Brooks, all that kind of mess. Emmanuel Wilson's gone.
Yep.
Lloyd is the guy. If Jacobs misses any time, he will be the guy. Last one, I mean, the wide receiver that I'll shout out here, like I talked about Jalen Coker, Debo Samuel, Dontavian Wicks. I could go with any one of these guys. I'm going to give my dude Bryce Lance a shout out because Jordan Tyson, I don't know when we see or if we see him this year.
Hey, yo.
All the people are talking all this Devon Vele noise. Like, for a player that has 1.34 career yards per route run, no, you can miss me with that. Bryce Lance has talent. I commented on Christian Watson coming out 2.0, and this wasn't helmet scouting. Dude, it's blazing speed, underrated route chops. He was
big guy.
Dude, he's really
big physical guy. Yeah.
And I've had Saints fans in my mentions every time that I've tweeted about him over the last few weeks, and they're like, but Barry and Brown, Bryce Lance has had a quiet camp. And I'm like, if you think Bryce Lance has had a quiet camp, I will just straight up tell you, you are not following the right people for the Saints. Like, it's just straight up, because he has been popping off with big plays throughout the entirety of camp. He worked as the wide receiver 2 yesterday. Now, Vele was out of practice. I think that they are going to lean on Bryce Lance this year. I think he's going to be a big part of that offense. So, last guy I'll bring up here, Greg Dulcich, going back to the Miami stuff. He's free, man.
He's free.
He was top 12 in every single per route metric you could pull up from last year. Somebody's got to catch the damn ball in Miami. If it's not Caleb Douglas, Chris Bell, who have you, at the tight end position where the bar is lowered for production to be top 12, top 15, I think Greg Dulcich in a contract year, Greg Dulcich is going to get it done this year.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. You actually might be the most efficient guest we've ever had at this bench mob game.
I'm trying to, y'all put rapid fire in here. So I'm trying to.
Yo, you might be the most efficient guest we've ever had, like with the bench mob piece, bro. Like, no,
we'll see what Eric has to say.
Yeah, no cap, man. Like, no cap, man. Oh,
that was definitely
all right. Yeah. All right. So rapid fire. So here we go. So it'll be me. It'll be Nick. So we're just going to rip them for you. All right. So I'll start off. CMC or Puka? PPR. All this is PPR based. CMC or Puka?
Puka.
Jefferson or Lamb?
Lamb. Not close.
Smith or Njigba?
Who? JSN or who?
Devontae Smith or Emeka. Yeah, Devontae Smith or Emeka Buka.
Okay. Smitty.
All right. Nick.
Let's see who we got. So, Cook or Taylor?
Cook. Not close. I think Cook's got top 3 upside this year.
Love that too. I think you might. I don't know. Well, maybe you kind of answered this one, but Tet or Garrett Wilson?
Oh, Garrett Wilson. Wilson. Easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Waddle or DJ Moore?
Oh, dude, my Waddle ranking is kind of scandalous. I got Waddle as a wide receiver 1 in ranks right now, so it's Waddle. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Waddle's wide receiver 10 for me right now. So.
Scott or Irving?
Who are Irving?
Scotty or Irving?
Oh, after the preseason usage, dude, I'm leaning. I've actually pushed Bucky Irving over Cam. I'm worried about Cam.
Good.
BTJ or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh shit! I gotta consult the ranks on this one. I think it's Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas. Actually, I got Marv ahead of BTJ on this one. A wide receiver 39 versus wide receiver 44.
Okay.
Roma Doomsday or Watson?
Oh, Christian Watson, and that's not even close. I got Watson as a top 24 wide receiver.
Oh, no love for a Doomsday. Wow.
I like a Dunze, but my Dunze problems are a Caleb tossing downfield problem.
Okay. All right.
Johnny.
All right. So who in the second wave of free agent signings will be the most beneficial for fantasy purposes?
How close are we putting the second wave? Like, are we talking Stephon Diggs, Debo Samuel, Keenan? Are we pushing that further? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Steph Diggs, man. I got Steph Diggs as a top 36 wide receiver.
Okay.
He's definitely not watched.
I always have this thing that I always say that I always listen to Jim Coventry when I'm always doing yard work, and I actually have.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. And Nick always laughs every time I say it. I was like, I can't help it, man. I'm a responsible homeowner. What do you want?
Yeah, you
Yeah, you know. And I was listening to you, and I heard you just like going on like about the grind.
Mm.
And then I heard you talk about a player that I'm going to talk about, which I did not know that this was going to be this team's segue here tonight. But I heard you talk about one Jonathan Brooks, and I heard you go on like a rant about Jonathan Brooks. So I'm going to give you the floor to go on a rant for Jonathan Brooks. And then I'm going to ask you the question. Now, given the current situation, what is the earliest that you would take him in a draft?
I have got Jonathan Brooks, and I'm glad that the rest of the industry is catching up to me because I've had Jonathan Brooks above consensus. I've had him at RB29 since like January. Wow. I've got him at RB27 right now. I've got Jonathan Brooks. I actually just bumped him up just a little bit more because everybody is kind of catching up. I've got Jonathan Brooks right now at 69th overall. So I will take Jonathan Brooks as high as the 6th round. Anywhere in the 6th round. Like once we are into the category of Bashal Tootin, Bucky Irving, Cam Scatterbo, Tony Pollard, Quinshon Judkins, Jadarian Price, I think it is fully on for Jonathan Brooks time because I think there are a lot of people that don't really understand that because they talk about Jonathan Brooks, they talk about the second ACL and all this kind of stuff. None of that shit matters because his knee is healthy now. Does everybody not understand he is going to enter week 1 when people are talking very glowingly about, like, people are talking about Tucker Kraft and they're like, yeah, Tucker Kraft's going to be a full go. Let's go, baby. And it's like, how many months post ACL surgery is Tucker Kraft? Or other guys where it's like, oh, he's 9 months post. He'll be good to go. He's 10 months. He's 12 months post. ACL surgery. Jonathan Brooks entering week 1 will be 21 months post ACL surgery. He is 100%. This team is going to lean on the freaking run. We talked about how the backbone of this team, also when you put it up against Chuba Hubbard, has had a roller coaster career all the way going back to college. It's like 1 year you get good Chuba. Next year you get bad Chuba. We've seen good and bad Chuba in the NFL. Last year, Chuba Hubbard was bottom 5 in every single per touch, missed tackles forced, efficiency metric, everything out there. And it's like, everybody's like, yeah, well, you're Chuba Hubbard, right? No. Like, Jonathan Brooks is healthy, man. They paid a 2nd round pick for this guy. They have waited for him to be healthy to give him the rock. If Jonathan Brooks was let's just go frame it this way. If Jonathan Brooks was a 2nd round pick in this last year's NFL draft, if he was a rookie entering the season, where the hell would people be drafting Jonathan Brooks? Because that's a reality. People say, I don't want to pay the price tag because I haven't seen it yet. But yet you're willing to pay the price tag on all the rookies and everybody coming out and stuff like that. If that was the case for Jonathan Brooks, where the hell would people be drafting him at? So why are people not willing to draft him?
And that's all we got to score, baby.
It's just the injury history people really worry about too. It's like,
but he's fully healthy.
He's definitely fully healthy. So yeah, hey,
yeah.
give me the value. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
You just draft him and you say thank you to the rest of the draft room when you walk out. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
I got a few more rapid fires for you. Mm-hmm. So, what are you doing with the Pittsburgh running back situation between Rico and Warren?
Taking the latest guy. I mean, honestly, I'll just take the guy that goes later. Right now, all the camp buzz is really coming out. Rico is RB1, which is fine because Jaylen Warren goes ahead of him in draft. So just take Rico later. Totally fine. I love I'm an OG. Dude, I've got Rico Dowdle OGs like tweets from like when he was a prospect out there.
Okay.
So just to let people know, I'm an OG Rico Dowdle.
Okay. Man. All right. I love that.
Tampa Bay situation. After
Gainwell. I'm taking Gainwell. I'm taking Gainwell over Bucky. I worry about Bucky. Can he stay healthy at this point? Right. The injuries have been just mounting. And Kenneth Gainwell was awesome last year. And it wasn't just pass catching. He was 14th best in missed tackle rate and explosive run rate. So what are we talking about here? Okay. If he could be a better version of Rachaad White in that same backfield, okay, we've seen this backfield support 2 running backs. If he's healthy and Bucky Irving is not, he's the lead back in the Tampa Bay offense. Okay, again, another value. You just say thank you to the draft room.
Washington running back situation. JCM, Rachaad White.
I want to bet on Bill in year 2. Rachaad White also dealing with an injury right now. Again, going back to Rachaad White, we've seen him be at his best when he's in a committee role. When he is forced into a workhorse role, the efficiency just tanks, man. I would rather bet on Bill, who on a per touch basis was a better running back last year. If they are going to transition to this outside zone, more wide zone running, he was top 12 in a number of metrics, yards per carry, success rate, everything on zone runs last year. So I'm just going to bet on Bill.
Okay. Tight ends, my favorite subject.
Mm.
Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert, easy. I'm more worried about Mark Andrews. Like, is he dust? Is he dust? I'm worried about that, man. Like, I think there are numbers on both sides of the aisle. You can make the pro or against case for Mark Andrews.
Right.
Dallas Goedert, again, going back to the Mekhi Lemon conversation.
Yeah.
Is Dallas Goedert going to be the undisputed second target in that passing attack from day one and continue to be that guy? I think he will be.
Okay. The only thing I'll say about Mark Andrews is that, like, you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, he's a little bit more older, but they let go of Likely for a reason. They didn't bring anybody else, really. You know what I'm saying?
They drafted Matthew Hibner for a reason, baby.
I mean,
they drafted Matthew Hibner.
I mean, look, I like we talked about Jacoby Lane a little bit last episode with Rich. So I mean that there's there, but I'm saying I think Mark Andrews is still a very trusted weapon of Lamar. So I think that overall where he's going in drafts, like, you gotta take a stab at that. At least as your tight end 2, not even your starter. He's your tight end 2 in most drafts. So
I mean, Dallas Goedert's going at 115. Andrews is going at 121. So you got to make a choice there between one of the two. I'm Goddard.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm more pro Jalen Hurts this year too. I will.
Yeah, I think we both are. I think we all are.
Very much. Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Honestly, I really think with the Ravens like attack, I think there's some overall in terms of mystery behind this, because we could see because passing metrics for Baltimore last year was this kind of disaster, right? Lamar Jackson wasn't even healthy, stuff like that. With Declan Doyle leading the offense, like, there could be room for the Ravens to be not in that bottom third of passing metrics with Lamar.
Yep.
So I am a little bit more bullish on Mark Andrews because of that, because we've seen him do it before and whatnot. And I think with Philly, I think they'll still we don't know if that passing overall will lead up to that same situations, right? We don't know if Hurts and Lamar are going to be leading the top 10s and overall when it comes to passing metrics or whatever. But I think the opportunity leads itself for both of those situations. But I think with Mark Andrews, I just trust the situation just a tad more. I like Dallas Goedert. He double-digit touchdowns last year. But it's something where, can he do it again? It's possible, but I'm not banking on it.
It's possible.
Yeah. Anything possible?
One more. George Kittle, Travis Kelce.
Oh, this is a case of safe floor or you betting on upside. I'm very much in the upside wins championships mode. I'm going Kittle.
Me too.
Yeah, Kelce, I just think he's got the volume. He's going to be a low end tight end 1. The efficiency is kind of tailed off. If Kittle comes back and he's freaking Kittle is going to be a top 5 guy. Yeah,
love it. All right, who have you worked with, or who have you not worked with that you want to work with?
Oh, in the industry?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Dude, I would say my biggest thing is not just the fantasy industry. I love doing stuff, whether it's interviews and things. The more that I've gotten into all of this and going to the Senior Bowl and stuff like that, I want to do stuff more with players and stuff, or former players, current players. The one guy that I haven't done any shows with, and he's made his rounds around the industry, I would love to sit here and just chop it up with Austin Eckler.
Easy. Yeah. That'd be fire. Yep. That'd be fire. That would be fire. If I go industry person, I love the vibes, and I think we would have a damn good show just giving each other shit, me and Evan Silva. We've never done a show together. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay. All right.
Make that happen, possibly.
Don King out here, baby.
Hey, man, I'll take it.
What's your favorite stat and why?
Ooh, damn, that's a good one. I would say overall, my favorite stat is probably yards per route run. I think it does a really good job if you want to just talk about per touch efficiency for receivers. It's not perfect, no stat is perfect, but I think it's probably my best one, and it's applicable across, tight ends, wide receivers, and running backs. So, you catch a lot of different positions.
All right, cool.
The games. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The game show that you've always wanted to be on.
Oh, geez, man. I want to go do Family Feud just because I think Steve Harvey is absolutely freaking hilarious, man. And some of those damn wild answers, like I don't know what I would say off the cuff if presented with some of these damn questions, dude.
Love it. Love it. You mentioned your home league like earlier. So I was gonna ask, like, what is your favorite home league? Is it your family league, or do you have another league like with your with your actual friends, like as well, or just your family league?
Probably my family league. Yeah, it's between that and there's a dynasty league that I'm in with a bunch of guys around the industry, both in and out of the industry. Sal Lotto's in it. Nixon, the lead singer for Freeman Hamley's in it. A bunch of other guys from around, like whether it's that dynasty league or my family home league, one of those.
What's the format of it?
Which one? The dynasty league or the home league?
The home league.
Home league is just straight up redraft. 3 wide receivers, 2 flexes. Got rid of kicker and defense just because we were like, oh, what are we doing here? A few different years ago, but it's a 10-team league, so it's like one of those where it's just like you just draft an all stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a shit ton of fun.
Dig it. DFS or props?
Ooh, so the DGen at heart for me still loves the DFS stuff, but I feel like with contest structure and the payouts, the DFS stuff has really gotten hurt over the last few years. So I'll go to the prop market.
All right. Monday night football or Thursday night football?
Oh, Monday. Easy. Thursday night football was a shit show on most weeks. It's too close to football. A lot of times you're not getting teams fully healthy. If they are fully healthy, it's usually like you're betting the unders, and it's like, I just remember so many damn iterations of Tennessee versus Jacksonville, and everybody being like, God, I'd rather be blind than watch this shit.
Love it. All right. Well, yeah. Well, actually, the last question we got, we offer this up to every single week. We have 2 things. Number 1, who's your Super Bowl winner?
Ooh. I'm gonna go. So I think we're either gonna get a rematch of the Rams and the Bengals of yesteryear, or I think it's gonna be the Cowboys and Bengals. I know those are contrarian takes. I'm gonna go with the Bengals this year.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, it kind of ties into this. So it's 4th and 20. It's our last take we run, 4th and 20. It's the spiciest take. It can be about a player, can be about a team, can be about anything. What is your spiciest take going into this season?
I spit this on the tailgate episode for Fantasy Pros a few weeks ago, and I'll harken back to the Super Bowl. And if the Bengals, if the Cowboys and whoever the other favorites are don't make it this year, I guess I'm going to go. I don't want to be out over my skis, but I'll just go ahead and spit this. The Saints could have a very 2025 Patriots run to the season and make it to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC.
Wow. Dig it. That's why it's spicy. That's why it's spicy, baby. I'm messing with it, man.
I'm not coming in here with wings with no damn sauce.
Man. Listen. This is what he's bringing the spice, man.
I'm not walking in here with some bland ass potato salad. Come on.
Oh, who made the potato salad? If
I made it, it's gonna be good. Okay.
Oh, so man. All right, man. Well, listen, man. This is what it's been, man. It's been the homie D-Bro here hanging out with us tonight. Listen, if you ain't following the Fantasy Football Show LLC on YouTube, man, like, what are you doing? Get your life together for sure. We're continuing to bring the heat, and tonight, obviously, we bought that here with D-Bro, man. Like, definitely much appreciation to you for sure, man, for hopping on here with us and chopping it up, man. It was a hell of a show for sure. And you thought it was over here. It's not over here. We'll be back again on Sunday night as well, 7 p.m. Eastern. We have the homie Tip Harris from Fantasy Football Life that will be on with us, chopping it up here at that point. So we'll see what else is popping in the chat. Not a whole lot here. Straight habanero sauce. I love it. D-Bro, before we leave, let the people know where they can find your work at, brother.
Man, appreciate y'all, man. It was a damn good time. A lot of fun chopping up, talking ball, guys. All the work is at Fantasy Pros. All my draft kit stuff is updated. So my top targets article, my perfect draft article, that literally walks you through every round of the draft, 80 plus players in that. If that's not enough for everybody at home, then I present you with the top 200. Literally, I have 200 players, and this is quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. And yes, I wrote up kickers and defense.
My man.
200 plus players. You can use this shit for 8-team leagues, 16-team leagues, best ball, whatever you got out there. And I am updating this constantly. Like, if anybody's watched my timeline, news hits, I try to be on top of this. Like, as long as I'm sitting at the damn desk 10, 15 minutes and it's already updated and stuff. So I want this to be current and basically without having to walk into a draft with like 17 different things and stuff. I want it to be the one article that people can reference regardless of wherever you are, drafting, whatever.
Love it, man. Love it. So listen, for all you egg-sucking dogs out there that's in leagues with me and Nick, we trying to give y'all some game, man, to help y'all be competitive, all right? But for everybody else, man, like, we love you. You're not egg-sucking dogs. But with that said, man, we getting ready to hop up out of here, man. For the homie Nick Wilcox, for D-Bro, yo, it has been the Fantasy Football Show, and we out. Peace. There we go.